As you can see here in my htdocs folder, I have MAMP running in PHP, and I've created an index.php file. So the first step, of course, is we want to be able to work with this file, but also we want it to be the old version, not the modified. So I'm going to hit Command Z to back up a couple steps. Next, I need to load this into a variable. So I'm going to create a variable called file, and we're going to use PHP's file get contents function, which allows us to load a file into a string. As the parameter, we need to pass in a path that refers to the file. So we're loading tut.html, and we're going to store it within file. If you want to make sure that works, let's echo file out. And now we can see, as we'd expect, the contents of this file is stored within the variable. Good, so let's work with this now. We want to do exactly what we did right here. So I'm going to copy that. And to run a regular expression, we want to take advantage of the preg family of PHP functions. This will include preg match, preg split, preg replace. So we use preg replace in this case. Now this is essentially search and replace, but it allows us to use a regular expression instead. And it's going to accept 3 parameters. The first one is our regular expression. Now I'm going to return to our regular expression web app. And I want you to remember how at the very bottom I made note of this right here. And I want you to note how the regular expression is wrapped within these delimiters. Right here they're using a /. So this is the syntax that we need for PHP and most languages. Within quotes, we're going to use 2 /, and that represents the beginning and the end of the regular expression. Next, I'm going to paste in that string like so. Now, it's important to note that if within your regular expression you have any /, you're going to need to escape those, because PHP is going to come to that and assume, oh, that's the end of the regular expression. If you want to refer to a literal /, make sure you escape it like so. Now, this looks good. The second parameter is going to be, what are we replacing with? If we come back, we saw we're replacing it with brackets and $1 to refer to the contents of that first parentheses. So we'll do that now. Paste that in. And the third parameter is going to be, what are we working with? We're working with file. So I'm going to paste that in like so. So now we're running this regular expression. It is replacing everything, but we don't do anything with it. We need to store this within a variable. So why don't we overwrite the value of file? Now I'm going to echo out file, and let's see what we got. In the first case, if I view the source, you can see that we are using the old syntax. But now when I reload the page, it should be using the new syntax. Reload, view the source, and sure enough, now you can see Ruby has been replaced, and let's find another occurrence, and now we have HTML as well. So this is exactly how you use regular expressions in your PHP. Now, it's mostly going to be the same for every language, that they all have their own uniqueness and their own set of functions that you're going to use. As I noted earlier, we're going to be using the preg family of functions. Here you can see we're using preg replace, and if you need a refresher, it looks for the pattern, the replacement, the subject, and we can even pass a limit and a count, which we'll get into in a future lesson. Now, these are all the functions that are going to be available to you, and I urge you to look over each of them because we're only going to be taking a look at about a handful of them in this chapter. So in the next lesson, I'm going to show you how to match values, and this is equally important in your projects.